All right, here we are. Graphing quadratics. How fun. First thing we're going to do, listen to the song of the day for a little bit. It's Eve 6 today. All right, Inside Out. This is a big time 90s song. I know, some of you weren't even born yet, or probably all of you, actually. But this was a classic one-hit wonder in the 90s, all right? Today we're focusing on, or maybe it was early 2000s, I'm not sure. Whatever. Today we're not important. We're focusing on writing in vertex form and then graphing from there, all right? Now, we kind of talked about this a little bit already. All right, we're just going to kind of do a little refresher, okay? Writing a quadratic, we're going to form, state the vertex, graph the parabola. We did this already a little bit, but I just want to revisit it because it can be tough for some people. First thing I want to do here, obviously, we know how, to write in vertex form, that means we have to complete the square. All right, that's what we're doing here. If you don't have, if you are unable to print this off, that's okay. Just get the work. That's the most important part. Completing the square, if you'll remember from last week, the first thing I need to do is divide by a, but there's no a here. So I'm going to move my c term over. So it's f of x plus 1 plus blank equals x squared plus 2x plus blank. Remember, to get what's in that blank, I take the b term, which is right here. 2 divided by 2, which is 1, squared gives me 1. 1 and 1. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. All right. Now, after that, I'm going to combine my like terms. F of x plus 2 equals x plus 1 squared. Where did that plus 1 come from? Well, the plus 1 came from right here. All right. It's positive because the 1 here is also positive. Okay. Last step over here. Move that 2 to the other side. F of x equals x plus 1 squared minus 2. Okay? So that is this is vertex form. All right? We didn't put a name on it, but this is called vertex form. Okay? We have talked about this a little bit. All right? Well, I want to think about this. All right, so how does this shift my parabola? How does this shift y equals x squared? Well, the plus 1 on the inside, remember when it's attached to the x on the inside, we do the opposite. So if it's positive, I move it left 1, and on the outside it stays the same, so it's down 2. So my vertex is negative 1, negative 2. All right. Negative 1, negative 2, make a point, and then all I ask is that you just make a U shape. All right? There you go. Wow. That was fun. Here we go. Let's try another one. Whoa, that's a 20. That's a big number. Why don't you pause it and try this one yourself? Go for it. All right, here we go. First thing I did, minus 20, right? Okay, once I subtract the 20, I take half of my b term, which is negative 8, and square it. So I got negative 4 squared. Make sure you know that negative 4 squared is actually positive 16 and not negative 16. A lot of times when we plug that into a calculator, we need to make sure we're using parentheses. I've said that before, but I want to continue to re-emphasize that. All right, so this becomes, I combine my like terms on the left to get negative 4. Remember, since this is negative 4, then this is negative 4. So it's x minus 4 squared. Add 4 to both sides. Here's your vertex form. Your vertex is 4, 4. Remember, because this is right 4 and then up 4. So if I go over here and plot my point, boom, 4, 4, up, up, and away. Adios. There is another one. All right, now we have an A term. Oh, buckets. All right, so the first thing we need to do is divide everything. Oh my goodness. Hold on a second. Okay, so I'm back. Divide everything by 2. Okay, so I have f of x over 2 equals x squared plus 6x. And 21 divided by 2 is not a whole number, so I can just write it as a decimal. It was 10.5. Okay. Now I want to move the 10.5 to the other side. And now the process remains the same from before, except this f of x over 2 here. So I want to continue to write that as f of x over 2 minus 10.5 plus blank equals x squared plus 6x plus blank. Okay. Take half of 6 and then square it. Sorry, my neighbor's dog is just barking up a storm over there. Why did I put 3 there? I'm just so rattled by that dog. Holy buckets, there it goes again. So I have a 9, and again, and a 9. Alright. I hope everything's alright. Yikes. Okay, so, then this becomes f of x. Why am I writing that over here? F of x over 2 minus 1.5 equals x plus 3 squared. Move the 1.5 to the other side. F of x over 2 equals x plus 3 squared plus 1.5. Now, I just want f of x. My answer is just looking for f of x, but I have f of x over 2. So, remember this from last time. I'm going to multiply everything by 2. Okay? So these 2's cancel, and now we just have f of x equals 2x plus 3 squared plus 3. So 2x plus 3 squared plus 3. Now here's the deal with this 2. The 2 doesn't affect our vertex. It just tells us whether or not we open up or down, how quickly we increase. So my vertex is still going to be negative 3, 3. Okay, because negative 3 because it's left 3. Alright. When I go graph this, negative 3, 3. It's going to increase a little bit quicker. Alright. Now, one of the more important things here is since this 2 is positive, that tells me it opens up. If you look here, the next one, it's a negative 3, so our parabola is going to have to open down. Alright, anytime this is negative, I open down. I want you to try this one, pay attention to the negative, okay, and then try this one on your own, and then check your work in a minute. Alright, so here we go. Remember I said to get rid of that negative 3, so I divide the negative 3 out first. Okay. Next thing I want to do, after I divide the negative 3 out first, I want to move this positive 3 to the other side. Be careful with your signs here. Negative 12 divided by negative 3, positive 4. Negative 9 divided by negative 3, positive 3. Okay. Move the 3 to the other side, and then complete the square. Half of b is 2. 2 squared is 4. Okay. Next step, make this x plus 2 squared, and then combine my like terms on the left. Alright, so it's f of x divided by negative 3 plus 1. Lastly, move the 1 over to the other side. Whoa! It's about that time. And then I clear out this negative 3 that's in the bottom. Remember, in my denominator. Remember, these two cancel each other out. So I'm left over with this. Negative 3 times x plus 2 squared plus 3. Remember, this is negative 2, positive 3 as my vertex. Now, negative 2, positive 3 is right here. And like I said at the beginning of this problem, it must open down like that. Alright, that's it for our video for today. Go ahead and try those homework problems as well. Adios. Let me know if you have any questions.